I'm
lactoid.
back.
Oh,
Okay.
thought you wanted to ditch out of my question.
He's like, oh,
No, I
getting too close to
totally
comfort.
I had a weird like disconnect and reconnect.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts? Would you do it?
On what? I literally like lagged out.
So
right
my
when you-
question was, if these sites were actually above board, was that something that you would actually realistically consider?
No, I don't like giving women money.
That's true. This is true. You wouldn't do it.
But does that include just even like a dinner date in person?
Yeah, I don't even like that.
Even what about a coffee date?
Pushing it, but
What if they like? I mean, because
I think you're underestimating how cheap I am, Corey.
Yeah, you
I know.
really are.
I've seen your flag behind you, but
Hey, now let's not get personal about my flags, okay?
But I mean, like, first of all, like, I don't like spending disproportionate. Like, I don't think I'm cheap, but I don't also enjoy spending disproportionate amounts of money on like going on dates. But like,
you.
that's why I set up arrangements of like, whatever, I'll get this one and you get the next one.
See, it feels, and this is like the least TradCon thing about me. It feels a little bit exploitative because I know girls who have said like, "Yeah, I just want free food. I'm gonna like use this guy for free food for like a couple of times," which is just like every time I hear that, I want to puke. So I'm like,
That's why
I'm not gonna be that guy. So
that's why you start with drinks or something low.
Okay, well then they get free drinks. You know what? They should have to buy my time. Okay, they should buy me food. Okay, because come on, right? Who wouldn't want me?
I don't disagree with you. You know, I'm sure there's the right libertarian woman out there, a minority.
A woman who wants a man to go down on her. That's the type of woman who wouldn't. That's exactly.
That's a rare breed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm like looking it up to see like what the difference is. So I just like found a site, and you get to like receive matches by email. This is like for your premium thing. You get to have unlimited messages. You get to respond to you can't respond to messages about being a premium member. Okay, yeah, all right, fair enough. Include personal information. Interesting. So I'm looking at this one site, and it tells you like the difference between like free membership and premium membership. And like one of the things that you don't get as a free member is that you can't include personal information in messages. So like they might literally be screening.
They might be looking at your messages.
Each one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about videos. I didn't see anything about that. They might not allow that. I don't know.
So they can see these guys as like desperate and pathetic pleas of like, come on, like send pictures. As hey, good morning, beautiful. Okay. I'm not going to do this. I'm not paying for this service.
I don't know. Okay, so one, to be clear, I don't want to do this, right? Like, I wouldn't want to do this. I think like it involves a certain kind of mindset. Now I don't that I don't have, but I also don't knock other people for doing it. Especially if you just really want someone to connect with and you feel like this is the best way available for you, then that's fine.
I don't judge. Just like yeah. Well, to a certain extent, I don't like if they actually know it's not above board and they know like these women have the gun to their head and they're still doing it. I would judge that. Yeah. But so if there's a certain level of ignorance and maybe it's intentional ignorance, I don't judge. Just like I don't judge anybody for, let's say, OnlyFans and parasocial relationships. Even though I would never use OnlyFans and I don't use apps either. But I don't judge people for using.
Wait,
apps.
we can judge people for some things, right? Like if you're paying for every message you send a girl, like can we not judge that a little bit as being at the very least financially irresponsible?
I like how always the economic brain, but no, like again, there is a line where it's like you're probably crossing into immoral territory of like these people are like being trafficked or whatnot. I would judge that, but like I also recognize that people like when they're lonely, they can get pretty desperate and they can do certain things that like I wouldn't do, but I understand maybe that they're almost not like thinking rationally at that point. Same thing.
Okay, so let me finish what I was saying before. Because if you just honestly are trying to connect with another human being, and for whatever reason you it's led you to the down the road that you think this might be a viable option for you, then that's okay, right? But I was scrolling on the second website that does offer video chat, by the way. But like they're explaining their service, right? And it says the characteristics that make Chinese mail order brides so desired, right? And under that section is a subheading, right? Their submissiveness. We know this point might sound controversial, but we talk about submissiveness in the best sense of the word. Most Chinese females, indeed, share the traditional views regarding relationships between a man and a woman. In other words, they like the boyfriend to be the boss from time to time. Let's give you a small sample. If you kindly ask your Chinese girlfriend not to drink a second can of beer as it is unhealthy, she will look unhappy at first. But a few moments later, she will express gratitude for caring for her well-being.
Biggest.
In all honesty, a Slavic girl will not always obey in such a situation. While a Western lady will get angry at the violation of her freedom of choice. Still, this doesn't mean your Chinese sweetheart should always be controlled.
They're
Of course
selling
not.
it.
Certainly
They're
not.
selling it really good.
Yeah.
You can let her off the leash occasionally.
Yeah, but you're like, listen, like that's enough, right? You're on your fourth drink, and then yeah, who hasn't wanted it? Like that's okay, brilliant. I'm on board now. How much does it cost?
Okay. I'll send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link. But like this is my problem. This is my problem because it's like the fetishization, right? It's not just two people connecting. Corey, I'll send you the link too, all right? Just in case, buddy. I got you.
Desperate times.
But yeah, like it's a submissiveness that like you aren't seeing them for their individuality, right? Like we've seen this, like if you guys people have watched 90 Day Fiance, right? They're showing episodes where this individual comes, this woman, she comes, and this guy has a certain idea what she will be like. Like no matter what their correspondence was, like he's just assuming she's gonna fit within this role. And yeah, like Chinese women are like regular people and they have different opinions about the world and different personalities and attitudes. They can be super assertive and fucking scary sometimes if they want to be, like they can be all kinds of things. But to assume that they're gonna be submissive, and like a Chinese girlfriend, they'd be unhappy at first, but then they'd realize that you know best. And what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Well, so like, yeah, it
seems pretty basic. To me. I don't know why you're complaining.
There is like depending on like where in China you'd be picking these people from, but there's like the small grain of truth of like if like they buy into gender roles or it is a more traditional hierarchical structure, and so there will be probably, I don't know for sure, but I think there'll be a disproportionate number of women that would probably like whatever submit to their husband, as opposed to like someone, just about anybody in Canada. I don't know.
I've thought about marrying an Indian for the dowry, but I think that's illegal. I'm not sure. It could be a lot of money, Prime.
As in you getting the dowry.
Yeah, the dude gets the money. It's crazy. Like you marry a woman and the guy gets and some get like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because the woman is a burden, and like they need like strong sons, and like we need to get this woman off this other son. So
I'm rethinking Western culture.
Oh yeah, because
it's brilliant.
Like
we're gonna give the guy $40,000, take a woman. Sick as fuck.
I think like I spoke about this earlier, of like at least here in like the West, like an evolving sort of or an evolution of how we view marriage, where like before it's sort of a transaction or even like an exchange of property, of like the woman was a property in an arranged marriage, as opposed to now it's more about like connecting with a person. Or at least attempting
all that hippie shit, yeah.
All that Disney BS.
But let me ask you, Corey, what's worth more to you, like someone you love or $40,000?
Someone I love, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a hard question for me.
$40,000, like just boom,
so
one time, $40,000.
You weren't there for this, because like there was during the death penalty, but like when Laura De Laguna was making like the point of like, oh, this person got the death penalty because whatever they stabbed someone only for $1,000, as if like the dollar amount at least some people will make the argument that like whatever it's maybe less of a crime if like at least the criminal got they were swayed into murdering someone for $1 million.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that makes sense to you, but
Well,
yeah,
but I think it's morally arguable, right? If you had $1 million, you could use that to save how
you can
many
use that.
African
Yes,
lives?
there's a utilitarian argument. Sure, I'm not a utilitarian, or at least
Oh,
not
that's
in a
right.
strict
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where I said there's no amount of money. Just as like so, yeah, $40,000 definitely nowhere worth near as much than someone I love. Just as there's no amount of money, I don't think that would get me to kill someone. Yeah, but also I think
say
that's
the same thing.
I know that I don't think you have, or at least the machinery in the brain is not developed for you to understand. Let's say romantic love.
Yeah. Some people tell me like they say like other people like have these feelings that I'm supposed to like recognize or something. I don't really, it's all like mumbo jumbo to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I recognize that, and that's just a feature of how you analyze.
It's a feature, not a bug, right? Because
No,
now I get to go
know.
save like all these African kids when I get the $1 million for murdering somebody, and meanwhile you don't get to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't know for sure. I would hope that you would actually save those African kids. I'm a little bit skeptical.
I'd save at least 3.
Exactly.
Which would be like $18. So
after you've blown it all on your whatever Dodge Challenger.
That's not $1 million. That's like 78,000.
And then all your guns, and your large property, and then like whatever's left over after the lactoid gets his cut. Yes, those $10,000 I can feed.
My taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the link that I sent you guys, this site. By the way.
It looks like a virus link.
Oh, it's not a virus link. But that being said, I did use a private mode.
I bet you did.
I don't want this my internet associate.
And use a second laptop just to be safe.
Yeah, right. But so there's 3 sections here for Chinese brides, Ukrainian brides, and Russian brides. And Ukrainian, interesting. I wonder if that's a new one. But anyway, but advantages of amazing Russian women. Below that, okay, well, I'll get to that in a second, right?
Feisty attitude. They give you pushback.
Well, no. It's their a natural talent to cook and run a household, right? Experience has shown that women from Western countries usually don't attach great importance to developing basic household skills. That this unfortunately does all family members no good. Everything has changed, and nowadays, even young men, no matter where they live, have fundamental knowledge about cleaning, doing laundry, and preparing meals. That's why girls that pass a whole number of domestic chores to specialized staff, in the opinion of beautiful Russian brides, must be ashamed. In Russia, you can hardly find a lady who doesn't know how to cook a perfect steak in only 10 minutes or bake a delicious birthday cake using simple products. Just so you know, in both cases, the secret ingredient is love. It's there. Yeah, I didn't make that part up.
You just short-circuited Lactoid's brain. Love.
Putin might be right. I mean, this is awesome. Keep going.
But actually, Russians use tasty homemade masterpieces to emphasize their feelings towards the men that they are together with. Hot Russian chicks not only provide their boyfriends with the lasting effect of their gorgeous appearances, they also know how to keep their home tidy and welcoming. Such a woman, as a rule, is careful and well organized, down to earth. She minds little things and doesn't like to spend too much energy. A natural born housekeeper. Wow, amazing, right?
Natural born housekeeper.
A natural born house. And above that, right, is a picture of a very busty, I guess Russian woman, right? Very clearly, huge, enhanced breasts, like in a bikini. And I'm like, this doesn't give me household.
Mommy vibes. Yeah, it doesn't
It doesn't
really
really
fit
give me that. That's fair enough. And like, I know a Russian woman that I didn't meet through one of these websites, so I just want to put that out there. But I know a Russian woman, and this woman literally does not cook. Like, period. She goes out to eat everywhere, and she only likes expensive places. This woman was. You cannot force this woman to pick up a fucking spatula. It's unbelievable. But
Yeah, and I don't want to be rude or
You've
like
tried. Like,
I don't want to
Sorry,
be
what
like
you
rude
saying?
or culturally insensitive or whatever, but based on what I have experienced with Russian food, it's very similar to Swedish food in the sense that it's terrible. Pierogies and borscht, oh my, it's disgusting. And I don't like, am I going to be having a wife that cooks that for me all day? Well, if so, then absolutely not. The Chinese wife would have a huge advantage there because Chinese food is good.
Chinese food is good, especially
Yeah.
actual genuinely made Chinese food.
Right, like the stuff I get down at like the fast China place that's attached to the
Yeah, the
gas
corner
station.
store. 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those crab rangoons. Oh, I'm sure
Uh,
all of them get their food from one supplier who has like this
It's
is how we make crab rangoons.
one of the few things I miss of having contact with my dad is his cooking. Definitely
Yeah.
cooking Chinese food. Yeah, homemade Chinese food. Yeah, definitely something else.
Is there like a Mexican woman dating site because that food would be excellent, right?
I'll look it up. I mean, now that
That's the best food
I've
there
gone this
is.
far. Mexican mail order. Let's see.
These websites can't be
You're
good.
looking to upgrade from the gas station burritos and quesadillas.
Oh God!
Some real burritos. Hell yeah.
Oh
No,
my
no more
God.
Taco Bell for this hombre.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You better include that in your vows for this
I'll put that.
future.
Yeah, I'll put that in the profile. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Yeah, this is it.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'll send you that site. I gotta leave a paper trail. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Lacto wants his hands clean, but
I mean, according to Gibbs, you can just go down to the Texas border, and I'm sure you have your pick of. Whatever.
No, this is a good. This is a really good argument actually in favor of Biden. I don't know why he doesn't emphasize this more.
Oh my God. I'm
Just make sure they get past the razor wire, or maybe cut it for them. Show them that you're a gentleman, and.
Yeah, for sure.
Ukrainian women are also like perfectly feminine.
Yeah, Ukraine is
like
basically Russia, so.
Yeah, I was wondering what would be the difference here, but they don't actually compare and contrast them. Yeah, which is why maybe Putin should have it. But
yeah, it's like Kentucky and Tennessee, like whatever.
This was an interesting tangent. This was interesting.
I really want like Mexican food now, though. I'll be honest with you. You got me thinking about it. Now I really want some.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever had something called molcajete?
I've had very little Mexican food.
Never heard of it either.
Okay, well, you want to get the big Mexican food, Prime.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know what that means.
You said you have very little Mexican food.
Okay.
It's like a dad joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's late. No, so basically, it's like a stone bowl that they fill up with a whole bunch. Like they use like a blowtorch basically, and like they get it really hot, and then they throw in a bunch of like really good shit, like
this is the seafood thing that you love.
Yeah, shrimp and cactus and steak and pork and chicken and like the chorizo, like the little chopped up shit, and like sauces galore. Yeah, really good.
That sounds
really good. Yeah, what's the name of that? Could you type that in the
for sure.
in the DMs? Yeah, man, that might be
highly recommended. If you ever go to a Mexican place that has it, check it out.
Aren't you, if I remember correctly, Prime, although I could be wrong, like, aren't you, I think you mentioned before this, like, you're really particular about food, of like, you know what you like, and like, you just like what you like, and you don't really tend to deviate outside of that?
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm a very picky eater. Okay, thank you. I'm a very picky eater, but I am more willing to explore when I travel internationally, right? Because I'm not sure exactly what I like there, and so I've had all kinds of interesting dishes, but like it's like a little bit of childhood trauma, and like why I don't like when other people tell me like what I should be eating. Like it really bothers me.
I remember when you were telling that story. You were very passionate.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm the opposite of a picky eater. I will eat anything.
Oh, I mean, yeah. If you're eating gas station Chinese food, you will eat anything.
Gas station Chinese food. I get crickets shipped in from Mexico that I'll eat, like bugs. So I'm already ahead of the curve on the New World Order shit that Charles Schwab is trying to like. I'm fine with it. Seafood, everything.
I would actually be interested in trying crickets one time, or like something like that. Really?
I mean, look, think about it. They're basically land shrimp. Like, if we're being frank here.
Yeah, I mean, shrimp are like basically the insect of the sea, or like, yeah, the crickets are like the shrimp of land.
Do you remember that streaming website Odyssey?
Sounds familiar.
Oh wow! Like I was figuring back to my note. It's like more of a conservative leading one, and it's like launched like a little, I don't know, like 2 years ago. And they were doing like a competition there, right? And they were going to do it among streamers, and they invited me to be a part of it. Like this is, and like Lauren Southern was like running it. Yeah, Lawrence and me by that time actually were acquainted, and we had already had DMs. Anyway, like as part of this competition, they were like doing all kinds of challenges, and one of them was to like eat insects. I forget what insects they sent me. Were they crickets? I forget what they were, but they were some sort of insects, like salted, like roasted insect. And it was all right. I mean,
salt and roasted are the best.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm not sure I'll be like popping them as a as a snack necessarily, but what was I going to say? I don't like spicy foods. Just like off the bat, I hate spicy foods.
Really?
Like, are you like really any amount of spice, or like no heat whatsoever? Like even when you go to the restaurant, if it's like mild spice, it's like, oh, that's too much for you.
Yeah, like okay. None whatsoever. Don't put any, please. Wow. And I was gonna say, like, being a picky eater and like this being yet another thing that I don't like, it makes me nervous when I'm going to other people's houses, right? Like, I was just thinking about this like the other day. Really, it was like, if I met a woman, and I never have, but in one day, I hope lives eternal. But like, if
it's hypothetical. If you met a woman,
hypothetical indeed. But if I were to, she would like to, show me to her parents' house, right? Like I would meet them, and like her mother cooked, like that, like gives me anxiety, honestly, because like, what are they gonna put in front of me? Will I be able to eat it?
I don't encounter this all the time, but like, I mean, I could also just be an a-hole, but I'm transparent. Well, first of all, I have a digestive issue that I'm pretty particular about what I put in my mouth, in every sense of the word. And like, yeah, I'm totally that person who's like, I'm not going to eat what you serve me just because like, I don't want to risk it. Like, no offense to you, but like, I'm sure it's great. But I even do this at family gatherings where it's like, they don't cater to me and my plant-based needs. It's just like, yeah, I'm not touching what you put in front of me. And too bad.
Yeah, the spicier the better for me. My favorite foods are like spicy sushi, crawfish. I like my favorite, like crawfish. They're so hot that I get through half the bucket, and like I feel like you feel high. You can ingest enough capsaicin where you begin to have like an out of body experience, and it's awesome. It's a drug.
It's because your body is like releasing all these natural painkillers to deal with.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And on top of that, I saw one study somewhere a while ago that I'm sure is 100% true because it makes sense. People who eat spicy foods live longer.
Well, so
capsaicin is an anti-inflammatory.
Yes, there appear to be some potential health benefits, and it appears to maybe be a decent weight loss supplement. maybe.
Absolutely, that makes total sense because if I eat something really hot, like if you start throwing like some like Thai peppers that are just like mind melting, I'm not too hungry after a couple of those. Right, that really kills the whole appetite.
And I'm sure some people it induces vomiting. Maybe not you, but
My tolerance is pretty high. I have some Korean friends though, where it's too much even for me. Where like the shit
wow.
they'll eat is just fucking on a whole nother level. Where I can smell it from across the room, and I'm like, I can't eat that. There's no way.
Yeah, like I've bought I don't really love spicy food. I sort of appreciate sort of a challenge of eating it, but like I've bought all the sauces from like the hot ones, and like every once in a while I do like a really spicy like ramen where I'll get like the extra spicy one,
Hell
and
yeah, adventurous.
it is totally sort of a a grind to get through.
Oh, I love it
Uh,
though. But that's what makes it fun, right? I like eating with chopsticks because it makes it fun. I like spicy foods because it makes it fun. It's like part of the
that's
experience.
appropriation, Lactoid. With the
I'm really good
chop.
at chopsticks, and you can call it appropriation, but I ate with chopsticks in front of the Chinese students, and they were impressed. They said my
Okay.
chopstick skills were very good.
Were there
Uh,
handlers behind them telling them to the script?
They were not. They were not.
It's like
Because
compliment the white man, right? So like,
Yeah.
lower their
Make you
sense
feel
of
good.
security.
But-
Yeah. The
but
right way you want them.
most whiteys don't know how to figure it out. Okay, it's like, oh my god, it's hard. but-
You're right. In my experience, when I
Alright.
go to Chinese food or dim sum with my white family,
Yeah,
they use forks. It's ridiculous.
No, it makes sense because the forks are a perfect utensil.
no, they're well,
It's
no,
not
chop,
themed.
no,
It's not themed to the
no.
food.
No, chopsticks are way more efficient. You're just not using them properly. Chopsticks
I'm
are
not
great
using
for
them properly. I can assure
chopsticks are great for eating chips. If you don't want to get your fingers dirty, chopsticks are like if you know how to use them, like chopsticks are way more versatile and also less barbaric than forks. Where one of the reasons why they didn't want to use forks because they had pitchforks in China, but actually piercing your food is seen as barbaric in Chinese culture. And that's why they use sticks.
I just eat the chips directly from the bag. You don't
you.
have to
I mean, like, oh, you can use chips. Like, chips were literally made as a finger food, right? Okay, sure, whatever. All right, so I went to China or Hong Kong, and I met this really cute girl. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I met her.
Maybe she's on one of the sites now. You can order her up.
No, unfortunately not. I met her at the celebrate. I believe it was the New Year's celebration because that's where I went there for, and I chatted her up and like I spent like the rest of the time like going around with her, and she saw me like I was like I don't know how to use these, so I'm just gonna get a fork and she was like no I'll teach you, right? And then like every time I did it wrong, she like hit my hand to get me to do it right. And by the end of it, I actually had a good handle on it. But since I never use it, and that was like years ago, once again, I have no idea how to use chopsticks. But yeah, for spicy foods, like so there's this thing, this like Haitian pate, which is like great. Oh my god, so good. It was like this like fluffy outer crust thing wrapped around like the meat inside. It's like I love it so much. You don't even know, man. Like fuck. But it takes a long time to make, and it's like hard to get. Like you have to go to you usually have to go to a specialized place like to buy this stuff. And I like in my long time, I mean like days to make. And I'm like, hey, don't put any spicy flavor in it, right? Don't do that. But then they're like, but he means a little bit. He actually means by none, he means a little bit. And that drives me up the fuck. I like toss away. I want my money back. I said none. Like I remember my mom sent me like because she had acquired like a bag. She sent it to me in college. And I was so excited. I was even saving it. I was telling my friends how much I love this stuff, right? And I took a bite into it, and then I was just filled with rage. I was filled with rage because someone took it to estimate just put a little bit there. He must have meant a little bit.
Yeah, no. Like I think just for some people, it's like almost like pretty much almost a literal foreign concept of like, yeah, this food, like since it's I don't know, but I assumed like whatever, it's like pretty much virtually always made with spice, and it's almost
Probably,
like leaving out like a key ingredient. Like yeah, it's like asking someone leave out the sugar in the cookies. It's like, that doesn't track with me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. So, like, I've gone to many different countries. I've been avoiding going to India and Mexico. Like places with like a lot of spicy foods, because of that reason. However, thanks to American capitalism, there's a McDonald's everywhere, right? And so if I were to go,
And KFCs.
yeah,
Burger
if
King.
I were to go, like, I'd be taken care of. You can actually find exactly what you're looking for.
You're gonna go to fucking Mexico and eat McDonald's?
Actually, yes, I think I will. 100%. I'm not a really big fan of Mexican food.
Why
If
don't
I
you
were
at
to go to
least eat
Mexico,
Taco Bell, right? I mean, like, keep it.
I don't like
in
tacos.
theme.
I don't like tacos.
So for me, themed eating is like critically important. So like tequila with Mexican food, sake with sushi, wine with Italian food. Like it all goes together. Chopsticks for Asian food. Forks for everything else, pretty much.
Because they make sense for everything else. Great. Yep.
No.
Or like tortillas, right? The world's an adventure, and I think a food is a big part of that adventure. And
I think it is, but like there'd be dangers, right? There'd be dragons over there, and so
they're just challenges to conquer, Prime. You just got to build
No
up the
thanks.
butthole calluses, so
No.
when you can really eat the spicy shit.
Now I know why Lactoid's not into anal and anal play.
Look, man, I used to have this problem, but now when I chug a pot of coffee a day and I eat a lot of spicy food every day, and I have the tolerance built up, like nothing phases me.
Does it really burn coming out the other way?
So it absolutely does, but you do build a tolerance to it. I'm not even kidding about that. Like you do build it like a resistance. There was one time, like all through high school, I used to just like basically like you get a burrito, and like you could tell them you could like put stuff on it, right? And I would just like fucking empty out their jalapeno jar basically every time, and just the bin and just like load it all the way. So it was like 15% other ingredients, 85% jalapeno, wrap it all up. And I don't know why this happened. There must be some kind of biological answer. But I was fine the first time, and the second time, and the third time. But like the fourth or fifth time, I can't remember. Like that day, the day after was awful. It was the single word I to this day remember it. I was in I was in the bathroom for like an hour or two. It was incredibly painful. I was crying.
I'm actually sorry. That definitely sounds awful. I have similar stories, not diet induced.
It was worth it though. It was worth it because now I get to enjoy spicy food. Right? It's like popping your cherry. Is I think a way to get through it. Right? You like you tolerate the burn, and then afterwards.
Hopefully, well, yeah, less tears, ideally. But
start on Tabasco. Start on something small, and then like work your way up.
No. Why torture yourself? Like food's supposed to be enjoyable. Don't like torture yourself while doing it. That's awful. It's an awful thing to do to your tongue.
The tongue zing. That's not enjoyable to you. The high that you get. You've never experienced the high you get off capsaicin.
No, absolutely not. I'm telling you the opposite. Like I can't.
You can't get to that threshold. Like
when you mix it with beer, oh, dude, you're on a fucking other level. It's like you're seeing dragons and shit. It's crazy.
Okay, we'll have to explore that. But like the moment you have even a tiny bit, like I can't taste the food anymore. I can't taste it. Like I'm just like chugging water, which is not the thing that you use milk, right? But like I'm like chugging something to like calm down the burning in my mouth. So even just the tiniest bit, and it ruins the food for me.
You're just like super, like even just like I don't know. Like, what about like barbecue chips or like a slightly tangy?
I mean, no, that's fine. Yeah. But now there's no capsaicin. Yeah.
What about pepperoni? So there was this one girl I knew who she wouldn't eat pepperoni pizza because the pepperonis were too spicy. Is that you?
No. I like pepperoni pizza.
Okay, good.
I've never heard of that one.
I will establish some sort of like baseline.
Yeah,
like,
there are spices that I like. Like not spices in general. You. Okay, yeah. Maybe she like. Will do well in England or something with their blend.
I knew this person that was like afraid of like fish, like whatever fish had like a table, like this person, Yeah, we sat down on the table. Someone ordered like a dish of fish, and they had to like leave, like literally.
That's awkward.
They were terrified of the fish itself,
Yeah.
or they just couldn't be around it, like allergic reaction.
No, like they were like afraid. Not like allergic. Like they
Okay.
at first when the fish was like put down on the table, they had a hoodie and they were like closing their hoodie, and then they just like couldn't take it anymore. Like they had to like remove themselves from the premises.
That's got to be childhood trauma.
Yeah, I didn't dig too deep, or I didn't dig at all. Let's go. But that was wild.
God, I was going to say something else about eating. I lost it. God damn it. Goldfish brain. Yeah, sorry, it's gone.
But yeah, it seems like you're just like super sensitive to spice. Like maybe maybe one of those super tasters that just like you're just ultra sensitive to spice because like
taster.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like some people appear to have like just the ability. They just have a wider palette of what they can taste, or just have a more sensitive ability to taste things.
I wonder. I've never even considered that. Because I also hate, and you two should know this by now, but maybe you don't. I also hate chocolate.
I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah. Like even like whatever white chocolate.
Apparently that is fine with me. Actually, I don't think it should be lumped in with like dark chocolate because clearly these are different things.
I agree. So I don't like dark chocolate. I tolerate. I'm pretty good with milk chocolate, and I like white chocolate the best.
I only eat dark. I agree with you, but I only eat dark chocolate for like the health benefits.
As you're stuffing down crawfish and the burritos and
yeah. I mean, look, again, I'm reducing my inflammation while I'm also further reducing the inflammation through dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's good for your heart.
Yeah, no.
So says some website that I saw.
Well, there's a limit. Obviously, don't eat
some wine, right? I don't know, like and good for cancer or whatever, right?
Look,
Yeah.
I get most of my health information from like, I really want to eat this. Is this good for me? Oh, here's a source that says it is. Sick.
the first hit on Google search gives me something positive, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Well, not if the first is bad. Maybe we'll take a look at the second hit. We'll go down and see what we can.
We'll find something.
The title in Dr. Mike's video seems to point to something positive. So
yeah. Look, if Dr. Mike likes spicy food, he can't be wrong about everything.
Does crawfish always served like spicy? Is that a thing?
Culturally, like. Typically it is. It's a Cajun thing, usually. So the idea is you want it as spicy as possible, which makes it much better. You can have it unspiced, like in Sweden. It's popular as well. And they normally have it with a lot less spice because Swedish people don't spice their food either. It's weird. I would recommend it spiced, though. That's what I like the most spice. So like what I'll do is I get this giant fucking pot. And I'll just dump like bags and bags of crawfish into it, and corn, and andouille sausage, and potatoes, and then like the boil mix, right? And then like I'll cut up some like Thai chili peppers, some jalapenos and everything, and throw it in, and then you just boil it for hours, a couple hours, and then it comes out pretty fucking righteous. Lemon beer with it. Oh yeah. See, this makes life worth living.
So any amount of chocolate, like Prime, or what about like, is there a chocolate bar that you can tolerate or like?
There is nothing. I've like tried it multiple times. It's like the rest of the world can't be wrong, can they? And it turns out they are. Once again, Prime leads the way. And chocolate is actually quite disgusting.
Disgusting. Wow.
It's vile. It's vile.
Interesting.
On my tongue, right? Like I had some brownie, right? Like, have you guys ever tried? Well, Corey, the answer is no to this. But like, have you ever tried like the Hungry Man like dinner, like
TV that I tried like back in the day, yeah, with the encrusted oven baked brownie that you got to like scrape
Yeah,
out.
you gotta scrape out. Okay, yeah. All right, so
Look,
it's
if it's something you can microwave, I've had it at some point. Okay.
I only get the best one was the fried chicken one.
Fried chicken, yeah, with
yeah.
the either the standard one with like the 2 or like the extra large one with the 3 pieces of
Oh my
chicken.
god, so good. Yeah. It was so. Oh my god. My mouth was watering for those. And the company recognized it was so good because then they changed like the box, right? So that like it stood out. So like it would all the rest were blue, and that one was like golden. It was so good. It was so fast. It was so good. But yeah, like you're right. They had the chocolate that was like in this compartment, and it was just. And you definitely had to like scoop that thing out,
You
or
gotta
else it was gonna
scrape
get
it, yeah.
burned. But like while that was there, I would like sometimes a little bit would like get into the mashed potatoes. I was right next to it, right? And I'm like, all right, there's a little chocolate in here. I'm gonna toss it somewhere. So I'm just gonna give it a try, right? And there is like a tiny initial burst of like sweetness, and then it just sours to just like absolute crap on my tongue. It's awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
there might you might be a super taster or something else with your taste buds. Where, yeah, that is like a foreign concept. Well, so like for me, I actually didn't have much of a sweet tooth as a child. Like I can understand. I didn't really like chocolate that much. As in during Easter, like I would find all the chocolates and then just give them to my sister because I didn't really like them. But then as I've aged, like I've developed for whatever reason, like way more of a sweet tooth. I'm like, yeah, like I had a salt tooth as a child, and I still have that to this day. Like potato chips, like yeah, got to keep those away from me because like I can eat like a family size bag of potato chips, like that whatever on the spot. But like yeah, as I've gotten older, I definitely have developed way more of a sweet tooth. Of like I didn't even like ice cream growing up. I would always like forego dessert. But now these days, these are things that I definitely like enjoy.
I've always wanted more sugar. So, like growing up, right? So the moment that like I could like pour my own cereal, right? Like what I would do is like pour some sugar on it, right? So just pour a little sugar,
Yeah,
and that would make it better. But then I'm like, but more sugar equal more better, right? And so I would keep pouring sugar into it, right? And like after I'd done with,
you got that syrupy sugar at the bottom of the bowl.
yeah, it's just like a thick, like a 1 inch thick of sugar at the bottom, and then I would eat that too. I love sugar.
That's it. So your cereals, like even like something like so we didn't have this in Canada. I don't think even to this day. But like one of the things that I guess for American cereal, whatever, like even like Cookie Crisp with its like the chocolate chips.
I would only do it for things that were unsugared, like cornflakes. I wouldn't do it for like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I love.
Okay, but like, could you eat not Cookie Crisp? Yeah, was it the one with the like that? Like there was just like basically just small cookies. Like
yeah, that shit was awesome.
Yeah, like that has chocolate in it. Could you like that would interesting? Or even like Reese's peanut butter puffs, which goes that.
Oh God. Oh.
Also,
like,
also
nightmare.
awesome. Also,
yeah,
awesome.
That's also like like you don't know, you don't taste any chocolate as sweet. That's interesting.
There, those there's like the chocolate pebbles or something like that.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah. Awful. But then again, also like Fruity Pebbles, which is the only one I could stand.
Delicious.
Also awful. No, they're bad. It's not. I'm sorry. Fruity Pebbles is just a bad cereal. It's just a bad. Like you want a cereal that can stand up to milk, right? So as you're eating it, like it'll have some sort of crisp to it, right? But it immediately turns into a soggy mess. It's not good. It's better to just
Prime. Why do you have a problem with a soggy mess when you're saying you literally turned your milk into liquefied syrup and you ate that directly? I mean, Jesus Christ, this isn't that much different.
No, it is different. It's different, right? Because the sugar
is multicolored.
Is what?
It's multicolored. It looks more like a rainbow. Okay, it's more exciting.
Ugh, no,
it was delicious.
It sticks to your tongue.
The other thing that I did is if you read the cereal with like marshmallows in it. I would eat
Lucky Charms,
Yeah, like Lucky Charms, or whatever. I would eat all the non-marshmallow parts, and then there'd just be like nothing but
a bowl of
marshmallows,
marshmallows. Yeah,
and then I
absolutely.
would eat
Same
it all at the
strategy.
end. Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't like
Sick.
marshmallows either.
What that like?
What a
this is-
miserable existence. What do you eat?
Well, do I
You just
eat?
eat like
I
pudding cups all day? Like what do you?
I was literally eating cookies right now. I was eating
What
like
type of
sandwich
cookies? All
cookies.
not chocolate chip
Hopefully
cookies.
not chocolate chip
Not
cookies.
chocolate. No, certainly. Oh God, I mean, like
That
I'm
is
not a
Vanilla
that is-
cookies, like Prime likes.
yeah vanilla
I
sandwich.
fucking knew it.
Yeah,
Keep
That
away
is
from the chocolate
super.
chip. He wants the vanilla
That
cookies.
is super interesting. Have you ever had maple cookies? Like whatever. I don't know if they're the thing in the States, but
That's
I've never heard
no
of that.
Canadian fucking
Yeah,
maple
right.
cookies.
It's like maple.
well, I mean, okay. Oh, well,
Have you ever had moose chips? Like, no, I haven't had moose. I'm sorry, buddy.
First of all, okay, if you like sweet stuff and sugar, like, yeah, come up to Canada. We like that's our thing. Maple syrup. Like, you can put syrup, you can put liquefied sugar on everything. And like, yeah, I think if you like sweet and sugary, like maple cookies would be right up your alley. Even you, I guess you don't have this in United States either, but maple donuts, those maple glazed donuts, super good, super sweet.
I'll check that one out. That may be interesting.
I'll really be like, if it's possible, I'll ship you a box. Like,
yeah.
they're great.
So
But yeah,
I got to bounce, but I wanted to ask you guys: did you guys see the Ben Shapiro's rap that he came out with?
I did
Oh
not.
no, I heard about this.
I heard about it,
I haven't
but
seen it.
Tom
Yeah.
McDonald and Ben Shapiro did a rap together.
Tom McDonald. Who's Tom McDonald?
He's the
again?
guy that was like did that one song like white boy, white noise. Here, I'll link you.
Yeah.
But like, they don't seem like a famous. Are they? I don't know enough
They're
about the rap world.
relatively famous.
I would like. Would you put them like as like an whatever S tier, like or like they're more.
No, so I'm really into like conservative rap, but Tyson James is significantly
Interesting.
better than Tom McDonald in my opinion.
Conservative rap. Oh boy. Okay.
Sounds
One
like an
day I gotta.
oxymoron to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick your brain on that one. Like I've been hearing some conservative rap. There's like that one guy who had blown up.
Bryson Gray,
recently.
Tyson James.
I
I
don't
remember you're talking
the
about the
name.
guy that like what is it? The guy who did the rap video with that one Green.
Oh, the one who did the one with like all the conservative stars. Remember that one?
No,
There's
I
like
don't
a
know that.
whole bunch. It was like a kind of like a We Are the World type thing.
That sounds awful.
And yeah, it was awful. It was awful. It had a bunch of like conservative celebrities, including that one general. He was Trump's he's one in Trump's cabinet or something. But then he got fired, and he was a guy who said like lock Hillary up, like lock her up. But then he got in trouble and he went to jail. You know what I'm talking about? If I could remember the name, then you guys would know who I'm talking about. But like, it's fine. He got fired from the Obama administration previously.
Yeah, I'll send you some rap songs that I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
Afterwards, I'm sure you'll love them.
Yeah, you sent me one here.
Well, this is the one with Ben Shapiro. This one I'm not a huge fan of, but it's funny that it has Ben Shapiro in it.
I will watch this whole thing. But does he actually like rap?
Yeah, he does. There's a period in it where Ben Shapiro raps. It's crazy. Which is especially weird because he dissed rap before as not being a real music.
Not music, yeah.
Kind of weird. Although he looks super awkward during the video and definitely does not look like a rapper.
All right. Well, I'll let you all go then. So we'll just this is a great way to end this with Ben Shapiro. As always, he ruins the party. But guys, this was great. It was at least I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Thanks for showing me. Have a great one, guys.
Take care, everybody. Till next time.
Catch you guys later.
Till next time.
Love y'all. Haha. I get the room to myself. All right. I thought they just took his words and made it into a rap. No, no, this is not that. This is Ben Shapiro rapping. 100%. It's him. It's really weird. To be honest with you, I'm still a little bit dumbfounded. In terms of actually good conservative rappers, Tyson James, I think his old stuff is a lot better. He's definitely on like a hardcore religious kick right now, where all of his shit is about Jesus, which is his choice. It's fine. But it's the old shit, right? It's really good. Topher's pretty good. He has that one song, Patriot. That one's really good. Or The Patriot. I don't know if it's Patriot or The Patriot, but regardless, I like him. Bodies, Rittenhouse, and MAGA Boys by Tyson are, I think, the top three. Bodies is like got one of the sickest beats ever for a rap song. Bryson Gray's pretty good. I'm a little bit less of a fan of his. Just it's nothing against him personally. It's just like his cadence, and I don't think his beats are as good. He the song with him, gun toting Bible thumper. It's Bryson and Tyson. That one's a pretty good one. But if you go way back, Tyson's got a few older songs that are even older. What is it, Less White? That one's pretty funny as well. It's not as like a good rap song, but in terms of actually like a sick beat, but it's kind of got a funny message. He does blackface during it. So Rittenhouse, if you haven't seen it, there's a Rittenhouse 2 that has Bryson Gray on it, and I think it's Bryson Gray. Could be wrong on that. So it's two other rappers. Rittenhouse 2 is actually, I think, better than Rittenhouse 1, the original Rittenhouse song, because it's got a faster flow to it and a little bit less buildup, which I think is good. And the beat hits just as hard. So hell yeah. No, I listen to this shit all the time, dude. Um, I'm really surprised that Trump hasn't played MAGA Boys during one of his rallies, because that song fucking hit like slaps. It's like if you had you start putting up some like serious wattage, like 1,000 watt subs. You just a couple. I mean, 1,000. That's normal, right? Yeah, there's 1,000 watt subs. Man, that would just fucking shake the ground. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode of Lactoid TV. We got a couple of things for you this week. This Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a panel on Lethe Water Kai. We've been invited back for some reason, and we're going to be after the fireworks that happened last time, and we're going to be doing another panel on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we have some content coming with Stardust. It's going to be the trial of our good friend Adarias on whether or not he's a sexist. I'm taking up the mantle here because he's a good friend of mine, and I'm hoping to defend his honor and his integrity in the trial. So we got Wednesday and Friday content coming at you. Yeah, if you guys want to have a talk about shit, or if you have cool conservative rappers that I haven't heard of yet, join my Discord. Anti-Communism United is still the name of the Discord. If you haven't given me a follow yet on Twitch, please consider giving me a follow. To all of those who gave bits and subs today, thank you so much, as always. To those of you who were active in the chat, thank you so much, as always. What we're going to do now is we're going to raid on out. We're going to raid on out into Kid Not Kin. Looks like he's still up doing some kind of political-oriented content. So we're going to go ahead and send him some love. Yeah, thank you guys.